Hi everyone, welcome back to Module 2. We're going to be working with the 5 elements, and this excites me because I never really understood the 4 elements until way into my journey of the tarot, and understanding them is, I believe, so important in terms of understanding where our triggers come from. So before we start, let's do a little meditation that we've done in the previous module. If you've already done your meditation, then you can scoot forward, but if you haven't, close your eyes, I'll do it with you, and let go of all your thoughts. Imagine that the universe is taking care of everything, and as you're letting those go, imagine yourself standing in your favourite place in nature. It could be somewhere that you've been before, or it could be an imaginary place, but take yourself there. And as you're standing, feel the earth energy deep, deep down in the crust of the earth is gently rising up and planting roots up through the soles of your feet so that you don't fly away with your thoughts. So breathe that beautiful energy up, and as you do, say hello to your feet, to your ankles, to your calves, knees and thighs. Give them a little flex, say hello, give them a hug, let them relax. And then keep breathing up through your pelvis, torso, chest, back, arms and fingers. Give them a hug, let them relax, and then lift your shoulders and then let them drop. Let them relax. Keep breathing, relax your throat. Relax your ears, your jaw, your nose. Relax all the muscles in your face. And then let your eyes soften. Then drift back into the third eye, in between the brows. It's the colour of the deep blue, the indigo. It's the colour of the night sky, the planets, the stars. Drift out there for a sec, into that expansion. And then gently come to rest on the tip of your head. Now look up and see a beautiful ball of white light, source energy, guide energy, and let that wash down around you, through you, and throughout your beautiful spaces. So from that place, there's nowhere to be, nothing to do, nothing to think. Now give your hands a rub, feel that beautiful energy, that warmth, and then place that over your eyes. Just breathe that magical space in, and then come back into the room. So, the 5 elements. Before we begin, I want to point out to you that we'll be unwrapping the elements of masculine and feminine. And when I speak of these contrasts, it's not in the context of man or woman. It never has been for the elements. The elements are about light and dark, complementary contrasts, just like the sun and the moon. So the sun is masculine, the moon is feminine. Sometimes the words masculine and feminine can be triggering. I've learnt this myself through doing many, many readings for people over the years. We're pattern finding machines and we're programmed to seek out our shadow in another person, in relationships, and our shadow can come in the form of masculine and feminine, the archetype of mother and father. So just to make that clear. So in this module, we're going to be exploring the 5 elements of spirit, fire, air, water and earth. So the traditional deck has 78 cards, and there are other decks, and thank you for your emails, because we have other decks that contain 2 full cards, or tarot oracle cards. For example, Lucy Cavendish has a tarot oracle deck, and it doesn't contain the court cards. It's a beautiful deck. I love it, but it's not all 78 cards. So with your deck, have 78 cards, and they're broken apart into 22 major arcana, from the Fool to 21, which is, yes, the Fool is 0 and the World is 21. And those 21 cards represent spirit. So here's something that I'd like you to do as we go along, is split your deck into the 21 major arcana. So it starts with the Fool. If you want to pause it, and do this. So we have the Fool, the Magician. You don't need to have these in order because we're going to be shuffling them, but I'm just showing you the cards. Fool, Magician, High Priestess, Empress, Emperor, Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, here comes Touchy, the Hermit, good girl, and you have the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, Hangman, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. So these are known as Spirit. Then we move into the fire elements, which is represented by fire, and the wands. And they start from Ace to 10, and also the Page, Knight, Queen, King. So in the fire elements we have Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8, 9, 10, and we have the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. So separate your wand energy into a pile. And then our next one is the air element. So divide these out. So they're from the Ace, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of Swords, and then we have the Page, Knight, Queen, the King. Even holding these cards, you feel the energy of them. So you go from fire to air to water to earth. That you're getting to know these elements is very exciting. So water. So we've got the Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7, 8, I've got these out of order, haven't I? 9, and 10. Then we go to the Page, Knight, Queen, and King. Then we have the Earth element. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Earth, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we have the Page, Knight, Queen, and King. So what I'd love you to do, yes, is divide your deck into the 5 piles. So the 22 major arcana, then the 4 elements. And we'll start with the World, because what I'm going to get you to do is pull, at the end of this, is pull 1 from each pile, and then we'll ask a specific question around it. We'll move through them first though. So, Spirit. The 22 major arcana. So the major arcana are also known as trump cards. So in some books you might see the word trump used, and represent spirit. So the word arcana means secret or mystery. So we could also call them major secrets or major mysteries. Think of these cards as the hero's journey, or in tarot terms, the fool's journey. Our individual stories begin with us being born into the world as the fool. That's us, when we come out of the womb. So into the physical world, we translate our life story through a collection of symbols found within the tarot. The tarot takes us through stages of development. This is what the major arcana are doing. They take us through childhood, adulthood, and wisdom. It reveals to us where we've been and where we're going. And it's ever evolving. This is dynamic structure of events, personalities, places, cultures, with which, create consequent changes in our personalities as we develop. And that's why the tarot is such a beautiful, sort of a psychology, our own personal psychologist or counsellor, or, your persons that you can go and connect with. So think of the archetypes in the story, The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy meets the Tin Man who's looking for a heart. It's the Lover's card. The Scarecrow who wants a brain, Justice card. And the Cowardly Lion who's seeking courage, the Strength card. Each of these characters have their own unique quest to find the missing pieces of their lives, and they believe will make them complete. It turns out in the end that they already had inside of them what they thought they were missing. So, but it's not until, they step through and embark on their hero's journey, or the fool's journey, that they realise this. So each of the major arcana represent the elements of spirit, where we find ourselves embarking on our own unique hero's journey. It's here that we tune into our psychic, intuitive and spiritual senses, where we create spiritual insights to seek a deeper knowing of ourselves and the people around us. When we navigate our way through the labyrinth of life of changing situations, resulting in deeper knowing of ourselves and the world around us, it becomes pretty exciting. Therefore, the 22 major arcana are the archetypes that play an important role in how we define our world and give meaning to it. Our world is made up of a series of patterns, and these cards give us the inner knowing of our connection to source energy or God energy, whatever you want to call it. I tend to call it source or universe, and our connection to a greater power. So we can't change the major arcana. We become them. And we improve, we level up every time we do. We might drop and then we level up again. So here's an exercise you can do to find out your own personal major arcana. So you add up your birthday, and this is in the notes. So for an example, I've put here the 1st of the 5th, 1979. And then so it's 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9. All of those add up to 32. And then reduce that double digit until you get to a single card. And that, or if it's within 22, then you'll have 2 cards. So you could be 21, which represents the world, and you reduce that to the Empress. So you actually have those 2 cards you're working with. In this particular example, 3 and 2 reduces to, there's no 32 major arcana card. So it reduces to 5, and in this instance, the 5th major arcana is the Hierophant. So keep this handy for later in the course, and we'll be exploring that a little bit further. So from here, we'll be setting up the elements to create your own personal tarot altar. So you can place your deck on your altar and gather together the following elements as well. So next we're going to step into the fire element. So I'm excited to do that.